Cheer. You already know it's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Your boy's back and I done did it again one more time, guys. Listen, I'm home. What's really good? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if everything is good. I'm using the microphone on my laptop right now, so it is what it is, okay? If you want to complain, take it with YouTube or somebody else, right? So what's good, guys? How you guys doing? Let me know if you're live with me. How many of you guys got the notification? I'm just waiting until you guys pop up real quick. You know me, I like to do these live streams with you guys, answering your questions, going into different topics, right? Today we're gonna do a little weekly recap of the trading week. This week, actually, we started the new course, which is a trading course on codingphase.com. And you'd be surprised. You're like, trading on Coding Phase? Like, what the hell? Why? Right? This channel is supposed to be about coding. To be honest with you, no, right? This channel is about going through the coding phase to get to our goals, right? What is our goals? What most of you guys have as goals and I have as goals, right, is to be able to make some money, take care of my family. But again, what do you do once you get a job? What do you do when you have a little side income, right? You got to put that shit to work for you, okay? And that's what I've been doing for the past 2, 3 years. And now I want to go in and share that with you guys, right? I want to go in and make this shit accessible. I spend a lot of money and a lot of time in education and taking L's, so you don't have to be honest with you, right? And I want to go in and give you guys a recap, right? So again, we have this new course on Coding Phase. It's going to be available for all Diamond members on January 1st. Those of you guys that want to take it early and take it as the videos are being launched all throughout December, and you could ask any questions, whatever it is, and I can help you out through the process. Definitely links in the description. It's 50% off. Take advantage. Why not? Okay, so again, shout out to everybody in here. I see my boy Patrick Johnson. What's going on, Patrick? I haven't seen you in a minute. My guy. We got my boy Billy Rodriguez. We got Idu Reyes, Miss Flames. What's going on, Michelle? Let's see. Yeah, Idu Reyes. I'm good, Joe. How was the birthday celebration? It was good, man. It was good. I wish it could have been a little bit better. Casinos. I mean, I had a lot of fun. Me and my wife, we had a ball. Again, let's just say we bowled out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had fun, bro. Like we fucking went outside, we fucking chilled. We had some good fun, right? It was a nice hotel room. I got some good ass food, yo. Like even right now, like we left maybe like 2, 3 hours ago. I ate some really good food, man. Like holy shoot, man. I want to go back. I wish I could have like somebody cook for me like that every day. Even though my wife cooks really good, but I'm like, damn. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and we're like, yo, shout out to the chef in the back. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, amazing, right? So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. So like I said, in this live stream, I want to go in and I want to give you guys a recap. I want to do this every week. And I'm gonna start doing this. Whenever you see one of my thumbnails that has green on it, guess what? It's gonna be something talking about either finance, either trading, right? It's gonna be money talk, okay? Guapanese, all right? So for those of you guys that like that type of content, guess what? We're gonna be dropping that type of content on this channel, but I'm gonna drop it in the nighttime, all right? Just like right now, we are what, like it's 10 o'clock at night, right? So whenever I want to talk about these type of topics, I'm gonna do it in the nighttime. And whenever you see those thumbnails that's gonna be green, guess what? That's Guapanese. We're gonna talk Guapanese in that live stream or in that meeting. Okay. Let me see. Shout out to my boy Dominique. Let me see. Happy birthday again. I got someone that wants to join the accountability meetings side of Coding Phase membership. You got the link you can send to my email for that. Yes, we could definitely set that up. Okay. So all he has to do is be a diamond member and go to the Tech Accelerator V3. The link is there, but I'm gonna put it also too on the main website. So the people that have signed up previous to 2026, y'all get access to those meetings. Whoever don't sign up by 2026, don't get access to those meetings unless they are purchased the Tech Accelerator. But definitely take advantage, everybody that's in here. So yeah, let's get started, man. So The first thing that I want to go over is like, what's my strategy with this? Okay. Even in the course, I want to let you guys know, like, whenever you see a lot of stuff like on YouTube, right? I was like, just like one of you guys, right? I used to watch people that talk about trading, talk about, making money, in the market. And I would think of that shit as bullshit, is a scam. Guys, it's real. Okay, it's real, but you got to know what you're doing. Okay, also too, you cannot expect to make $10,000, $1 million. Like, whenever you see somebody tell you some shit like that, run away. They basically trying to sell you a dream. It's the same concept that you see with learning to code. When someone comes in and tells you, hey man, this is how you're gonna make, $10,000 a day, $100,000 a month, etc., right? With zero experience, right? Same with like a boot camp. They tell you, hey, you could make $200,000 a year, da da da. You get what I'm saying? Like, run away, run the other way. Whenever somebody starts talking to you, hey, you're gonna make 200, 300, it's bullshit, right? So again, I've gone through all the bullshit, so you don't have to, right? So what I'm doing with this is I'm creating a strategy, right? A strategy that can work for anyone, right? As long as you understand how to use the tools, how to actually read the charts and see opportunities, and how to go in and understand that everything has risk. There's a risk that you can lose some money, but there's a risk that you can get some profits. Now, how do you do this, right? Is to be very conservative, right? What's the word? Conservatively, right? Or conservative, right? Just be conservative with your money. It's your money, okay? So you want to take care of it. You want to protect it. This is not for you to go in and get into a space where you're trading or you're investing into something, whatever, wild. Like, no, take your time. Use a simulator. Do not use your own money until you already understand the system. You understand what's the best time for you to trade, especially if you have like a full-time job, etc. Like, you find what works for you, okay? But also have realistic expectations. So I'm gonna show you guys right now what exactly we did this week. And again, I'm trading in this account. It's a cash account, not a margin account, cash account. Okay. Showing you guys how to trade, right? Every single day, but then how to do it with, very conservative rules. Okay. So that way you could limit the amount of loss that you might have. Always have more green than red. Okay, that's the idea. All right, this is something I wish somebody would have told me from early on, because a lot of times you go into YouTube, TikTok, etc. All these people talk about like trading, and it seems like, man, they're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And in reality, bro, when you're a beginner, you're not making that. Okay, and the truth is, because you're trying to catch like some big wins, but in reality, like, to get big wins, like, it's difficult in the market. Like, you gotta have the knowledge, the experience, right? And knowing how to use the tools. And a lot of these people, they sell you the dreams. You know me. If I come to you guys, right? Again, I'm not trying to, how can I say this? I'm not like, hey, Joe switching up the content to get into trading, and now it's like, shit, let's get them into trading. No, this is information that I wish somebody would have taught me. And I know that a lot of people is interested in this. And when you go online, there's a lot of bullshitters. It's the same thing with code. What I want to do with this is really to just break it down very simple for people. A lot of people come to me to learn how to code, and help them get into the tech industry, right? And I make it accessible for them. I make it affordable. I make it in a way where it's not scary, it's not difficult. We go the easy route, right? We're not trying to sell you the dream. Hey, you're gonna make $200,000 on your first year. Leave that shit for the clowns that go in and sell dreams. I come in here with a realistic approach and tell you what it is. So again, for those of you guys that are interested in this, you know, it's there on Coding Phase, and again, it's gonna be a part of the Diamond membership. I'm not gonna be in there like, hey guys, go buy this or go sign up for this. No, I'm putting it there. When you become a Diamond member, you're looking to get a job, you're looking to get into the tech industry. That career path is gonna be right there for you. I just want you to have this knowledge because as you continue to grow in your career, you're going to have capital, you're going to have money. Okay. And if you don't know how the markets work and you don't know how to use the tools, you'll miss out on a lot of opportunities. All right. And I don't want you guys to do that. Right. Like I said, I wish someone would have done this for me back in 2011. All right. It didn't have to take me almost 10 years to be a developer and making a whole bunch of money without knowing this important thing. It's like the same concept of like knowing how to do some type of design work, knowing how something looks good, right? Knowing how to code, right? Knowing how to use tools. Now this is like an extra tool for you to have there in the back of your brain. We're like, okay, I can use this to, put some money to work for me. Okay. Again, this is for those that want it. All right. So anyway, so let's go in and let me go and share my screen. So this is a cash account, right? This account is on Webull. Okay. This right here is Webull. This is what we're using. Okay. So I basically took this account. I put in, $1,000, right? This is like my throwaway account. I have another account for trading, but this is my throwaway account, which is this cash account, right? Now we started this week, and this week we basically made 5%, 4.5%, okay, which was $48, right, and 95 cents. All right. Now, guys, for anybody that knows or follows anybody that does trading, etc., or like I keep saying this, all these YouTubers is gonna show you some big ass numbers that you just not gonna be able to get when you are a beginner. What I'm trying to do is show you the realistic way how you can actually grow your account and how to do this shit the safest way as possible. Okay, so look at this. So on Monday we did 48.95, right? On Tuesday we caught a little L. It was $37, right? Mind you, this is starting from $1,000. So that's why when you see those percentages, right, that's what we're seeing right here. Let me make sure we could see if we could zoom this in the proper way. Okay. So that was on basically a Monday, right? On Tuesday, I put in 37, right? We basically got a little L. Okay, then from there on Wednesday we had 41.25, which was 3.72%. On Thursday was 1%, which was 12.43, and on Friday was 8%. Now technically this is still an open trade, right? The trade itself most likely by Monday is gonna be probably around like 12 to 13 or even more. It could be 20, 25% just on today, on Friday. Okay. Now, like I said, once I close this trade, because I put in, we basically made $160 today. Okay. That's just the facts. Okay. We made $160. All right. And from those $160, I decided to take an extra risk, right? And come back into the trade. And basically I bought in 4 more stocks, right? Now, this is a stock called TGL. Today, this thing was moving like crazy. It went from like $10. It went from like $6 all the way to $80, $87, matter of fact. Okay. So we up on this $100 just on this alone. All right. And we basically right now, because I went in this last 4 shares, right? We're down by a little bit, right? But I believe this stock is going to come back up. It doesn't matter to me, right? Because at the end of the day, we already cover our 8 to 10% for the day, which is what's important. This right here is what I call a moonshot, where I'm taking risks. We made $160 for this. I went back in, and I'm willing to risk $60 to go back in, and hopefully this thing goes over $100 on Monday. And then at that point, we basically taking $60 and getting back, around $400, $300. Okay. Which again is a good risk to reward ratio for me. All right. Now, let me open this up. So the goal here is to Try to make every single day 3 to 10% of your total account value. All right. Now, again, this might be super low, especially for those of you guys that might watch somebody like, I don't know, Ross Cameron or other people that you might see like on TikTok or YouTube, whatever, that's out there. They show you these big numbers and you think that you're going to be able to get those big numbers. But I'm telling you guys right now, if you cannot build the capital to get to a point where you can risk, like, let's say, for example, if you have $100,000, you can go in and take a risk of $5,000 to try to make that 100,000 into 10,000, 15,000. So that's why when you see people come in and out of trades and they have these big numbers, they have big capital. The average person does not have that. That's why I'm trading with $1,000, right? We're not doing margin trading. We're not doing anything. We're literally going in and keeping it very, very simple, okay, and very realistic of what people can do. All right. So again, let's go over why these numbers are important. Okay. So the idea is that you want to have an account that basically is green as possible. You want to have everyday green. But again, there's going to be days there's going to be some red days. It is what it is. As long as that red day is less than all of your other green days, you're going to be profitable for the month. Usually you have around 20 to 21 days every single month that you can trade. And basically, as long as you can make anywhere from 3% to 10% of your account value, your account is going to continue to grow slowly, right, in the beginning, but then from there, it will ramp up, okay? Again, I'm showing you guys what I wish somebody would have told me before, okay? I'm giving you guys free game, all right? So, yeah, so this is what it is, right? You start small and you build capital. With $1,000, you start with something very small and you say, you give yourself this grace where you say, hey, this is my range. Every day I just want to make 3% to $100 per day, okay, with that $1,000. Meaning that if you go in and you trade, 5 times, 10 times, all you're looking for is a 3% to 10% increase on whatever your investment is. If you come in with, I don't know, you do a trade which is $20, your goal is to go in and try to make 3% to 20%, right? So that would be like anywhere from like $1 to $2. Now, again, I wouldn't even do it that way. I would go in and at least try to trade, come in with $100 so you could go in and start building it up, right? With this system, right, in a sense, it's like the safest way. Because if you go in and you take a big risk and you say, well, man, I got savings and I'm going to take my savings and I'm going to take this $5,000, $10,000, and you've never done this before, right? You're going to lose it. Okay, that's the facts. Ain't no way around it. You're going to lose your money. What you want to do is you want to use a simulator. In that simulator, you want to go in and start with $1,000 and follow that main rule that I'm telling you guys right now is 3 to 10% a day. You do that for a month to 3 months, right? Once you feel comfortable, if you feel, man, I feel comfortable, start with $100 and see how you can grow that $100. Once you have a system where it works for you and you're bringing in 3 to 10% every single day, then now you go in and you take a risk on yourself and you say, well, now I'm willing to invest $1,000 for myself and let me see what I can do with this, because I was able to grow $100 into $150 or $180. You have to understand that if you can do it with $100, you can do it with $1,000. And if you could do it with $1,000, you could do it with 2,500, and you could do it with 5,000 and 10,000. So again, when we have these small percentages of 4 to 5%, this happens every single day in the market. There's stocks that go 100%, 200, 300%. What you want to get out of those stocks is really just 3 to 10%. Let everybody else hold until God knows when, right? And let them hold for a long time. For you, your goal is just to come in and come out, right? Because what you're doing is growing your account. You don't want your account to go on a negative, and you want to be able to grow your account little by little, okay? Because guess what? Right now, we are averaging this week, this is the first week, we're averaging around 15%, okay? 15.36%, right? Technically, if we started with $1,000, okay, let's say $1,000 and we got $161 for this week, right? We basically came in with around like 0.16, right? So we got 16% of our initial investment. Now, it might not seem like much, but remember, we're growing our account more every single week, okay? And every single day that we are profitable, our account grows little by little. Now, what's interesting about this is that right now we could say, well, if I continue doing this, right, and we're gonna go with the lowest number, I don't even want to think about the 10. A 10 is like great. If you are able to do 10% every day, that's amazing. But if you could get 3%, your account is gonna grow exponentially, right? So if we go in and we say, okay, we're doing 3% a day, right, on average, and there's 20 days, let's just say in total, you're talking about that you're growing your account. Dun, 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 let me see. By just the basics, right? So we're gonna say 3 times 20, right? That's a 60% increase, all right? But remember, because every single day your account is growing, your actual numbers, and I'll tell you right now, let's use ChatGPT. That's the best calculator. Grow $1,000, 3% for 20 days. Okay. All right. So there you go. So technically, right, 3% daily for 20 days, right? That will be around $1,800. Okay. So again, what does that mean, right? Once you reach the, let's say 1,800, 2,000, because it fluctuates, right? You could be at 1,600 or you could be at 2,000, 2,100. Like I've done this, I just did this 2 months ago. This is why I'm able to go in and talk about this, because it's a simple way to trade, but at the same time, it allows you to grow and allows your account to just go one step at a time and be able to grow your capital. Because the worst thing that you could do is go into trading or get into the space of like, I'm gonna invest, I'm put my savings. No, you don't do it like that. You let trading, right, and let the market grow your account. Now, once you are at a point where you say, well, shit, I'm able to go in and take 1,000 and flip it to 2,500. Shit, I'll throw an extra $50 a day into my account little by little, or $20 a day, $10 a day. So now your account is growing little by little as you continue to grow with, with your own profits, right? You don't want to go in and take from your savings, the things that you work hard to go into trading. You let the market grow that account, especially when you're doing day trading, okay? Again, like I said, I'm somebody that had lost a lot of money in 2023, early 2024. And the moment I started thinking about the market this way, my life changed. It's a completely, 360, right? Or 180 from how I was trading before to how I'm doing it now. So basically, right, going back into over here, understanding why this 3 to 10% is powerful, and it's because as you continue to grow your account and grow your capital, right, it goes from you're making $30 a day, right? Remember, even for us, this first week, the first day was $48. So we're actually averaging higher than the 3%, which is the lowest amount. So basically, right, when you come in that $1,000 at the lowest, it's $30 a day. Okay. Guess what? By the time you go in and you have a month, you're around this range. So let's just say you get to a point where you now have $2,500 in your account. That right there, you can go in, and if you follow that rule that I tell you, 3 to 10% every single day, and if you have 1%, hallelujah, like it is what it is, because you could average it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like this week, for example, we have 48.95. Okay, so let me see, 48.95. Okay, minus, no, let's do this, 4.55. Okay, 4.55 minus 37.04. Okay, plus 41.25 plus 12.43 plus right now on the closed one, 95.81. Okay, that's $117. Okay, that's $117 there. Okay, divided by 5. Okay, so it's around like 23, right? So let's just go in and say that, right? So that's like your average in a sense, right? But right, because we have, what is it? Hold on, maybe I didn't add an extra number. Hold on, 48.95. Maybe I'm bugging. Minus 37.04 plus 41.25 plus 12. Okay, plus 95.81. Okay, so it's 160. I was bugging. I think I missed a day or something, or maybe I missed a number. Okay, so divided this by 5. Okay, it's around 32. So remember, we're in that range. Okay, we're in that range in the sense of that's our average, $32, right? Every single day, right? Some days it's gonna be bigger, some days it's gonna be lower. But again, this is going to start getting bigger as your account continues to grow. Because we started with 161 with 1,000. Now it's 1,161 for next week. So it's 1,161. Okay, times 0.03. Okay, so now the average is going up. Even if we was just to go in and just keep it at 3%, which again, it just fluctuates. Some weeks is gonna be 3%, some weeks is gonna be 7%, some weeks is gonna be 10%, some weeks is gonna be 15%, 20%, etc. Right? You know, at the end of the day, we want to go in and shoot for the lowest. So when we go in and we have a great week where we said, damn, we just doubled our whole portfolio, it'll be like a shock. We'll be like, holy shit, we did this week, right? So again, this is how I like to do it. I don't like to shoot to the stars. I shoot to shit right here, the low hanging fruit. You know how I do it, right? I go for the low hanging fruit because it's the for sure shit. Okay, whenever you go in and you try to go for like the highest thing, either you're gonna be disappointed, right? Or it's just not gonna happen, right? So again, so this is the average, like 34 for every single day this week. Okay, now, like I said, right? This is our first week, right? The following week, now we're going to 34, right? On average. As we continue to grow this, right? There's gonna be a point where once we reach $2,500, right? Our lowest day is gonna be around $75. Now you might say $75, Joe, that shit ain't shit. Like that can't do shit for me, right? Like that can't pay my bills. Okay. Well, my guy, this is how you do it. You got to start somewhere. Okay. Because even if you was to average 75 times, let's say 200, I think it's 251 days, right? That's $18,000 extra in your account for the year. Okay. And mind you, if you continue to do this, right? Just at the lowest end with $2,500. But remember, we're keeping our capital there and we're growing our capital because the goal is not to get to just $2,500 and every freaking day you'd be like, well, let me take that money out and then now put it in my pocket, buy fucking bullshit outside. No, you keep it in your account, okay? You now letting this money grow for you and you know, put this shit to work for you, all right? $2,500, that's $75 a day, okay? You reach to the point where you're making $5,000, when you already have $5,000 in capital, then now with that 3% per day, putting that money to work with you, right, and to work for you, you could bring in $150, okay? What's $150 times 252 or 251, okay? That's $37,000, all right? Now we're talking about something, right? Now you might say, oh shit, like now this shit, it seems like something, okay? If we do the same thing for, let's say 2,500, 7,500, right? Which I didn't get to put in here, but let's say 7,500. Oops, 7,500. Once you get to that $7,500 mark, okay, it's $225 a day. So again, let me go and add this here. Okay, remember, every single day we are growing our account. The goal is to average that every day we're averaging 3% to 10%. Okay. Now, as your capital gets bigger, okay, it becomes more difficult to get 3%, right? That's just the facts. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, right? If you go in and you say, well, I got $100,000, Joe, and I want to get 3%, my advice would be to just invest for long term. But when you're doing day trading and you say, well, these are the numbers that I'm going for, right? So we got 225, right? This one's 750, right? So again, if you're averaging the lowest here, the lowest of the low, okay, which is 3%. Okay, this one's 225. Oops. Yeah, if you're averaging the lowest of the low, once you get to this point where you're saying, okay, I'm averaging 225 times 251, okay, that's $56,000 extra to your account. This is what people go to work for. There's guys right now going to Uber, right? And this is what they get to keep as profit after they pay for the gas, insurance, they pay for the car. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like 56,000. If you could do this on your own, gradually, little by little, understanding how to work with the market, understanding how to work with the tools, this is totally doable. All right. Again, I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm not here to fucking sell you $1 million fucking idea or sell you a fucking $10,000 course. I could care less. I'm just putting this information out there for those that want to listen, those that want to pay attention to this, because again, this is information I wish someone would have gave me and just taught me, you know. So I'm putting it here for the 1 or 2% of you guys that understand how this shit works and might be interested in this. Now again, you could learn from me, you could learn from whoever you want, but at least use this strategy that I'm telling you guys and grow your account little by little. Okay, you're gonna make mistakes in the beginning, and it's better for you to go in and be like, oh sure, I made a mistake and I lost $3, then you say, oh shit, I made a mistake and I lost $300. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to start with a small account. First, start with simulator, right? Start with a simulator. Understand how to build your system, right? Understand how to work with the tools. And then once you are ready, then now you go in and say, okay, let me give myself a small account challenge and let me grow this. That's why right now, every single day, I go into coding phase and I'm putting this this new recaps every day. It's a daily recap where I go over every single trade that I did for the day and why did I go in on those trades. And also too, when I made a mistake, like I give you an example, like this one, we should have been right now, to be honest with you, not at 16%, but at a 20 to 25%. Okay. But why did this happen? Very simple. I made a very big mistake. Sometimes you get anxious and you want to go on your phone and this, and that. And when you're doing day trading, the worst thing that you could do is get on your phone. You don't want to trade through your phone. You want to trade through your computer. This is your tools. This is where you're going to be able to find information about the stock, get information about, even the comment section, see what's moving, what's trending. And it's much easier to do it through the laptop or your desktop, whatever, than your phone. Okay. With your phone, it's going to be difficult to try to get in and out. Okay. So again, that was just a quick mistake that I did on Tuesday. We fixed it. We said, hey man, I uninstalled the app because I could do like in my own account, I do swing trading. So once you hit a certain point, right? Like you hit a certain amount of capital, you might have an account for day trading where you say, well, I have a $10,000 account for day trading, right? And then I have $100, $200, $300,000 account, which is for investing, right? That account, you could go in and do like not trades, but put orders in, right? Which is trading in a sense, right? But you could put orders in on your big account through your phone because you don't have to be super precise. You could say, well, Nvidia came down this week, right? Like an example, if Nvidia, right, I could say, well, show me the, let's say let's say volume, or yeah, let's say volume, right? Let's say Nvidia today, right, had some dips, right? And I want to go in and buy Nvidia. So I could say on my phone, I could go on my phone and say, this thing dropped to 181. Let me put an order here and put an extra $1,000 because I'm investing in that. When you day trading, you can't really do it through your phone. So that's what happened over here this week. Okay. I was trying to go in on my phone and basically, I made a mistake by putting an order through the phone and putting an extra zero. An extra zero could cost you money. You get what I'm saying? So, so yes, that's what happened here. But if not, this would have been a 25% increase or a 30% increase for this account. It would have been, instead of 161, we would have probably seen 300 or like 280 around there. Which then, just like I told you guys, by doing that 3 to 10% every trade, okay, allows us to, make about 3 to 10% for the day on our total account value. So if our account is, like I said, let's say let's say let's say 1,250, right? And why I keep putting extra zeros? 1,250, right? Times 0.03, all right? Now we're making $37 in average. Now again, there's gonna be days. This is just going by the lowest of the low, right? That's like the lowest number that I could get, that you could get if you follow, follow the instructions, follow the things that I teach you. And again, if you follow your own rules after you have gone through the simulator, and then from there you have been profitable for a month, 2 months, etc. Right? Like you want to have, before you even put a dollar in, you want to have, out of all of these days that's green, that's a great, you want to have at least 4 out of 5 every week that's green. Once you have that, it doesn't matter if it's like 1%. Sometimes people get this shit wrong. They'll be like, well, if I grow my account for the day 1%, is that even gonna matter? Yes, it adds up. It literally adds up by the end of the month. Okay, and if you continue to grow this little by little, right? We go on. It was a good old ChatGPT. Okay, we go on good old ChatGPT, right? If we grow this account, okay, 3% at the lowest, right? Let's say 3% grow account, 3% for 125 days. Okay, 1,000. Let's see. It basically gives you, right? If you go in and you grow this account in 125 days, you basically get to grow it to like $40,000. Just growing 3% per day, okay? Consistently, okay? So let's see. We're gonna go in and get a chart so you can see this shit in action. Now, again, guys, if you guys have any questions, any topics, anything you guys want to go into, put it in the chat. I want to go in and definitely go in. Let me see. Boom, boom. So we're going to put this into an Excel sheet so we could go over the days. Go into Google Sheet. Now, I know some of you guys watching is like, yo, this is bullshit. I know, man. I know. This shit, sometimes it seems too good to be true. But the truth is that it's doable, okay? It's 100% doable. You just have to go in and know how to use the tools and know how to be disciplined, you know? Be disciplined and, understand that you're trying to grow this account little by little, okay? You're not trying to go in, become a millionaire. That's the biggest mistake that you're going to make, all right? Trust me, I've done those mistakes. And it's really because a lot of times you see a lot of people like they're making so much money, but you're like, how do I make that type of money? And it's like you're trying to skip steps. You can't skip steps, okay? If you cannot make $30, right, then don't worry about making $300 a day. Because until you understand how to make $30 a day consistently, then now it's just a thing about scaling, meaning how much your trades are going to be. If initially you're making a trade that is 30, or let's say $100, and you're going in and you say, well, I'm trying to make, anywhere from like a 3% around there to like a 5%, and you're trying to do that every single time that you trade with $100, then now, and you could do that with that 3%. Guess what? Once you go in, you say, well, now I'm buying stock that is $100, and I'm buying 10 of those, and now that's my size. Okay, now if you're consistent and you've been doing that 3 to 10%, then now you could go in and start making that bread little by little. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. It's just about going in little by little, boom, 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 make your bread, and that's it. Okay, so yeah, so you could see how this thing works. It's math, all right? It's math. Don't make this shit more complicated than what it is. You start with $1,000. Your goal is to make $30 that day, okay? The following day, your goal is to go in and make another 3%. Guess what? You just make $60, okay? You make another $30, which brings you up to now $1,060, and you continue growing like that. Now your third day, you're basically bringing 92, and so on and so on. And as you can see, by your 10th day, you basically brought it up to 1,343. And also understand, sometimes in the market might be so hot that you might have opportunities where you could make a 20, 30, 50% for that day. So that puts you ahead of the time. Like what might have taken you, let's say 10 days to make $300, you could go in and make $150 in one day. Like today, like we did $160 in one trade, basically, or one day, right? So technically, for me to make, let's say we already had what, like maybe 80, 90. So for me to make another $160 to add it to my capital, my initial capital, which was $1,000, technically it was supposed to take me around 7, 8 days. So in a sense, I'm already 7 and 8 days ahead of schedule of where I'm supposed to be. Okay. So now there's days that's like that allow you to jump a couple of days ahead where you say, man, today I actually made $200, right? Or I made $100. But your average was supposed to be still like 60, 70. Guess what? You still made that extra money. Now your capital is bigger, and now you could take bigger sizes for your account. And that allows you to go in and say, well, now I'm jumping in, buying more, and when I get a 3% return back on that and I get in and out, then now I could go in and add this to my capital, which is going to be bigger than just the $30 that I was just making before. Okay. So let me see. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Again, this is topics. This is just a recap of the week. Okay. For those of you guys that care about this, and I care about this shit. I'm very passionate about this because, trust me, like once I learned this skill, I'm like, bro, like, what have I been doing? Like, like straight up, bro. Like when you see me with a smile, I'm getting a bag, bro. Okay, and it's really just off the strength of like, learning a new skill. I'm the type of person. I'm one of these guys that's constantly learning, and I don't mind spending into, my education because if it's something that I want to do, I go hard at it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I went hard with coding, right? I went hard with music, right? Even before coding, I was like into like, how to make beats, how to make music, how to record songs, how to, what's the song structure, what's the best equipment for recording vocals, etc. Like I went deep into that. I did that for, probably from the age of 14 to like 21, right? Around there, 21, 22. Okay. Went back to school, did what I needed to do, got into the space of digital marketing, affiliate marketing, went into the space of web development, okay? Then I went super hard for 10 plus years, all right? Now, this is my next stage. This is my next thing that I invested. I already invested 3 years. I mean, I've been trading since 2014 around there, but like here and there, just like regular people, you buy into Google, you buy into Apple, and you just let that shit sit, right? 2023, I realized that even when I'm here, when I'm like, okay, I'm in I'm in a very good situation. I'm very well off, right? I have a successful business. I have my family is good. I have some savings. I'm in a good space. Okay, but again, with the stuff that happened to me from 2023 to now, I realized that you have to put your money to work for you because even when you get to a point, it sounds so cliche. You always be like, you get to this fucking point, right? When you think you're good, but you realize you're not that good. Okay? Sometimes we think like, man, what if I earned $100,000? And then some shit happens and you realize, damn, but I might need 200, 300,000. Damn, I want to buy the dream home for my family. Guess what? You earn 100,000, but you might not qualify for your dream home, right? Same thing with your car, your dream car. You want to get your dream car. Guess what? You realize, guess what? You don't qualify for that shit. That shit is too much. The payments alone will be too much for you. All right. So for me, my reset was with the whole situation I went through here in Florida with my house being torn down by a freaking hurricane, all that shit. Insurance don't pay for shit. All of that fucking expense went on me, right? And I realized I'm like, bro, I thought I was good. I thought I was like, I did everything right. I fucking, I'm a good person. I fucking help mad people out. I did all this shit. And when shit hit the fan, ain't nobody there for you. Okay, ain't nobody there for you. And then on top of that, that life throws curveballs at you that you could get wiped out in one shot. Okay, and so you work so hard for so long to do something, and all of that shit could be gone tomorrow, and you realize you thought you was safe or you had enough money, but then you realize that's not real money. I mean, it's fine for somebody that's living under a bridge, and they will say, "Well, shit, at least I got an apartment." But as you continue to grow as an individual, as a human being, right? Believe it or not, shit becomes more expensive, right? And having just money saved up without helping that shit grow is the biggest mistake you're gonna make in your life. Even right now, even if you're watching me right now and you're like, I don't trust this fucking guy. What the fuck Joe's trying to sell me some shit now? Bro, I'm just trying to put you on. Go back to my 2018 video. This video that you're watching right now is the equivalent to my 2018 video when I just came into YouTube and I was just talking to people, right? I was just talking to people and telling them, hey man, you know, becoming a web developer, right, is probably the best thing that I've ever done, right? Again, this is me. This is the equivalent to it, right? Shout out to my mom. My mom calling me at this time. Um, but yeah, this is the equivalent to that.
Hey, welcome back, guys. What up?
This is me. This is young Joe out here. You know what I'm saying? This is young Joe, right? And I felt compelled to tell people about this, to tell them, hey man, my life is much better becoming a developer. My life is much better, getting into this career. And that's all I did. I just said, hey, I'm just gonna open up my laptop, open up this thing. No fancy camera, no fancy equipment, no lighting, no nothing. It's just me in front of the camera. And look at this. I don't even know how to fucking have any software. I'm using Photo Booth. If you know what Photo Booth is the app for you to take a picture on on your laptop, right? And I'm opening Photo Booth so the camera could be on, and I'm recording through QuickTime. I had no idea about any of this shit, about like recording in front of the computer, all this shit. Like I didn't know anything, and I'm just here.
It's your boy Joe. You already know, man. Okay, so we're gonna talk today about why become a web developer, right? Why would you want to become a web developer? It's pretty simple. It's just cool. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty cool. And
Yo, it's Young Joe. Go watch it. It's my first video. Go to YouTube, you watch it on the channel, you click the oldest video, and you can watch that video. This is just me doing the same thing, giving you information, putting you guys on. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to put my face out there. I don't have to tell shit to nobody. I do this because when I find something that is good for me, right? And I found benefits in learning this skill. I'm not one of those people that like to gatekeep and be like, hey guys, this is for me. So you could look up to me and be like, whoa, damn, Joe doing it big. Joe got the big ass script. Joe got this. I don't want to be one of those guys. I'm a regular guy just like you and you that's watching. You and you and you, right? I'm just like you guys. But the difference is that I got a couple of years ahead of you guys in some of the topics that I know, some of the things that I already know. So in reality, what I'm doing is I'm just putting you on to shit that I already got into, and I'm saying, hey guys, this actually is legit. This actually is cool. This actually is pretty dope. This is something that you need to learn, right? And to be honest with you, right? Like just trading alone, bro, like it's like a game changer. It just makes you realize how much time we've wasted. Like straight up. Like once I learned this skill, it made me realize how much fucking time I wasted. Like just overall, because money's not real. People don't understand that. Money's not real. Money's some shit that they print, some shit that they give value to, and at the end of the day, it controls your life. Okay? And if you don't have enough to take care of yourself, then you down bad. But it's really because life is like a game. If you don't know the rules of the game, right? And you just out here is like somebody that shows up with like no fucking helmet, no nothing, like no gear to an NFL game and shows up there like he's gonna play basketball. You're gonna get hurt. You didn't come in with the right equipment, my guy. Somebody headbutts you with the fucking helmet on, there goes your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? There goes your fucking kneecap, right? Like it's a wrap, bro. You're down for the season. You got to come in with the right gear, the right things that you're gonna need. But if you don't know this shit, you're gonna get ramsacked. And that's how I look at all this shit now with like life in general. Cause I'm like, I realize I'm like, if I would have known this shit and I would have just invested time into this thing, right? Who knows where I will be at right now, right? And it's because this shit seems so, what's the word, mythical or mystical, whatever, mystical. Like it's some shit that only certain people could do, or this is, no, anybody could do this shit. Anyone. Okay, it's just about literally applying yourself and taking time. Same way how you're learning how to code. Like this is why I'm even bringing this shit up in this channel, because most people that's coming here, what you're trying to do is you're trying to do something better than what you're doing right now, right? You're trying to get a better career. You're trying to make some more money for your kids. You know, you want to be able to get a better house, maybe buy your first house, buy the dream car that you want. Maybe shit, you might want to just go to Colombia and do some damage in Colombia, right? Maybe you're a freak like that, right? You're like, yeah, I'm going to Colombia, Joe. That's why I'm learning how to code, right? So you might be one of those, right? You might be like a passport bro that's broke, and you're like, yo, I'm trying to be a passport bro, bro. Like I'm trying to get out of here. I'm about to do some damage in Asia, right? Maybe you're one of those guys, right? So that's your goal, and there's nothing wrong with that shit. You know what I mean? There's people that like to yarn, and you like to go to fucking Asia and do damage. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody got a hobby, right? So, but you can't do it being broke, right? So at the end of the day, you got to figure out a way to get some bags, right? So when you're learning how to code, you're going on the right path, right? You're learning a skill that not everyone is gonna be able to learn, but not because they can't learn it, is because they're not gonna put in the time. It's about sitting down in front of a computer, right? Practicing, going over tutorials, YouTube videos, courses, right? Building things. The average person doesn't want to do that. The average person wakes up in the morning and they're like, oh man, I gotta go to work, bro. Or I gotta go to school, bro. Right? And when they come home, they want to fucking watch Netflix. They don't want to do shit. You know what I do? Most of the day, I'm not fucking watching TV. I'm not playing video games. I play video games once in a blue moon at 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Most of my day, I'm doing research of the things that I want to accomplish, the things that I want to become. How do I do this? What's one of my dreams? One of my dreams is I want to be living in the south of Spain and Mallorca or Marbella. You know what I'm saying? Would be nice to have a yacht in the back. How do I do that though? Right? It's very simple. I have to learn new skills. I have to go in and take risks, right? So I have to make moves so I could live that type of lifestyle. Maybe I want to go in and make sure that all my kids have, enough money so they could go to whatever university they want to go to, right? All of my kids are super smart. They're, even from first grade, they put them in a class where they take him out of the class. Like my son Ethan, they take him out of the regular class and they go take him to a fucking special class where it's for the smart kids. Because everybody else, because he's in the class and everybody is there struggling, Ethan already got the work done. He's already done with that shit. So guess what? That's a kid that, guess what? He's gonna need to be challenged. He's gonna need to go to top high school, top universities, right? Private school. How do we go in and afford that? We have to make those moves now. I can't go in and let my kids down. You know what I'm saying? And put them in a regular public fucking school system. Nah, they go to really good schools where they could go in and really excel. Not like what I had when I was in school. The teacher used to tell us like, yo, y'all ain't going to do shit. Y'all probably gonna go and drop out. That's not what you tell a student, right? I remember telling one of my boy PJ, yeah, because if you're not in jail, you'll be dead by 21. How you tell that to a 14-year-old, right? Well, welcome to the hood, kiddo. You going to a public school where the teachers there is stinterins, motherfuckers that could barely teach and could care less if the kids do good. But when you in a good school, it's a different ballgame, right? When you paying for that shit and you saying, I'm paying you top dollar so this kid could get the best education that he can have. Now they care about that because if his grades are down, you guys are at full. That's not how it is in public school. Public school is like, yo, we just get you by through every fucking grade. Just show up and do your bullshit homework. Oh, you got a 65, it's okay. You could still pass. And then people wonder when they go to like about to go to college and be like, man, I ain't get accepted to any university. Bro, look at the system that you just went through. Look at all the fucking schools that you just went through. Like, that's why you go in and you see some of this Asian kids that come straight from China or even India. You go and look at their curriculums. They're like fucking 5 years ahead of the average grade here in the United States. But if you go and put your kid to a fucking private school that costs you $60,000-$70,000 a year, a fucking, for every fucking kid from first grade to 12th grade, yeah, that's a lot of money. You start looking at it like, holy shit, that's gonna be like what, like $700,000 in education. But when your kid leaves out of there, those are the people that you start seeing in the big companies, owners of companies, fucking working in the government. It's a level of this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people all the time when they go in and be like, man, I want to be this developer that's making 300, 400. Bro, you're not living in the same space as some of these people that's getting that. Sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. You're a high school dropout with a GED, right? On top of that, you might not have the education background that's going to allow you to get that position. Now, you could go in and dream about it, or you could go in and make the moves to get there. I'm the type of person, I'm a very realist. Some people might say I'm a pessimist, I'm a fucking negative individual. Say whatever you got to say. For me, I live in the real world where I could say, you know what? If I know what the cards that were dealt to me in life, now I got to know how to play with these shits and get the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I got into this game, I said, you know what? I got to get my bag, make sure I take care of my family. And when they have kids, I want them to have a big house. I want them to have a pool in the back. I want them to go in and, when they get into a car, it's not a fucking car that fucking dies in the middle of the highway. And now you got your kids pushing you to the next gas station. There's shit that you got to do. There's sacrifices that you got to do to be able to live a better lifestyle. And it comes with education. It comes with teaching yourself, right? You don't have to go to a university, but you could teach yourself certain skills. And that's why, when you see this video, this is Joe in 2016, 2017, telling you guys about learning how to code and why this thing has changed my life. It's the same thing with trading. Now I look at all this shit as like money is bullshit. Because in reality, all you really need to know is a certain skill, get to a certain point, right? And do the right moves. That's why when I couldn't understand this shit, years ago, where I will go in and I will be working so hard and I'm like busting my ass. Like you can see I'm 38 years old. You see all the gray hairs. I bust my ass. When people go in and be like, yo, what does Joe do? Just fucking chill and be on YouTube? Nah, I bust my ass. I fucking work hard, right? But by not having this knowledge, this information, right, it didn't allow me to grow as fast as I should. The shit that I go in and some people I look that are my peers, that I'll be like, wait, this motherfucker, like, he fucking chilling. He did this and that, taking care of his family, and he works like half as much as me, has way more shit than me. And again, it's not good to compare yourself to anybody else, but you also have to be open-minded and understand. what am I doing wrong? And when I start looking into, what are some of my peers? Again, I bring like somebody like Will Motivation, right? These individuals is the first thing that they do. As soon as they start getting money, they start getting that financial literacy. Start knowing about investment. Start knowing about the market. Start knowing about the Roth IRA, 401k, the fucking um, investment thing in real estate, this and that. Like, I ain't never really gone into that shit. I just focused so much for all these years in the code, right? Just coding, which allowed me to be a really good developer. But also, I missed out on that part. So now I picked that shit up, and now I realize I'm like, oh shit, all this money shit is bullshit. All this money shit is bullshit. And at the same time, where I'm at right now, it's great, but with the capital that I've been able to accumulate, I could be even better. I could be in a, I should be in a whole different league, right? But that financial literacy, that's why I'm putting that into coding phase. That's why I'm bringing that into coding phase. And I might have other people that are experts in their fields in other things. Like, my job is to make shit that seems difficult, make it accessible to the average person, right? That's why I teach a certain way. I teach certain topics that allows you to get into the tech industry and get in. But then I'm also now gonna go in and integrate this part, and that's gonna be a piece that's in coding phase, which is life after learning to code, right? What happens after that? Okay, you learn how to code, you got a job. Okay, kudos, great job, right? But now let's go in and let's start, setting up the pieces. So now your next 5 to 10 years, it's gonna be, exponentially growth, right? Growing and your income growing, not just by your job, but by having that income work for you. That's the difference between somebody that's really moving here, right? And the average person. Even when you are a developer, you could work as a developer. I've been talking to other peers, other people that it's out here in YouTube, like da da da, like, yo, you trade, you do this and that, you have this. Yeah, but I don't know. That shit seems like a scam. I just go in and buy ETFs, and this is, and that's cool. You could go in. That's super conservative, and you can say, well, I'm just gonna put it into an ETF. Nah, I'm gonna put this bitch to work. I'm gonna put her on the strip. I'm gonna take her to Figueroa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put this money to fucking work. She gonna we gonna make this money into a fucking lot lizard. You gonna get this money, like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking take this bread, take this bread, and come bring me back more bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to everybody. Again, this humor, this is me cracking jokes. So don't cancel me. You know what I mean? We're just saying, like, we're gonna put this money to work. You know what I'm saying? And get us some ends back. You get what I'm saying? Yo, sometimes I'm sorry, guys. My humor, I don't know. Hopefully y'all understand me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I crack some jokes, it's some shit that I enjoy. Like, I'm just thinking, like, yo, I'm giving this money to this fucking money. Like, yo, go get my bread. Get on Figueroa. Bring me back some bread. Go to the market. Bring me back some bread. Okay, bring me back my 3%, 10%. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Let me go into the chat, man. So hopefully you guys understand what I'm doing with this. And yeah, man, go check out that course on Coding Phase. And for everybody, it's gonna be there January 1st for all of you guys that's Diamond members. So if you want to be a Diamond member, understand that that's gonna be included in there if you are part of the Diamond membership. Okay. So look at this. Start small and build capital, right? That's the goal, right? Go with $1,000, turn into $30. Again, you could have bigger days, which might be 100, but this is your average from 30 to 100. Once you reach 2,500, bring it 75 to 250. Once you get to 5,000, 150 to 500. If you bring in $500 a day, bro, you're making more money than somebody that's going to work every fucking day, 9 to 5. Now, is it possible? 100%, right? That's why I tell people is like, hey, becoming a developer is it's like the gateway drug to really start building capital. Okay, it's a skill that you're gonna pick up, but allows you to grow exponentially. If you have more experience, you get paid more, right? If you have more experience, you get to work in bigger companies, which then give you options, give you bonuses, which give you all this shit. But what do you do with that money if you don't have the financial literacy and you don't know how to use any of these tools to be able to help that money grow? I've seen a lot of people that's out here broke. Like they've been here as long as me. And I'm lucky that, my financial literacy hasn't been tippy top. You get what I'm saying? It hasn't been to the tippy top, right? But the good thing is that I'm business savvy. You get what I'm saying? So the bad part about this is like I've seen developers that started at the same level as me, but then they don't have financial literacy and there's not business savvy. So now they're just like thinking NPCs, right? You go to work every fucking day. You work for a company for 4 or 5 years. At some point, they laid you off, right? And now you don't got a job. Now you're on TikTok crying that you don't got a job, right? You don't see me doing that shit because I was business savvy. By now, who knows? I would have been right now with a video. Hey guys, this is me, Joe, back at it again. Codingphase.com. Yeah, man, I just got laid off from Meta, guys. Pray for me. Hopefully we can find another job. You not seeing me like that. Why? Because I had the business sense. I was business savvy from the beginning. I came into the game knowing that I didn't come to the game to work for somebody. I came to the game to soak up the information and then from there leave and open up my own businesses. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, like I said, by going so deep into code and going into like development so much, I kind of let go of the financial literacy, right? And this is something that's even more important than anything because this is why you see people again. You look at shout out to Stefan, not Stefan Marbury. What's this kid? Sebastian Telfair. Right? This is sad. Right? This is sad. Right? Dude had $20 million in that he made, and he's back in the projects. He's back in the hood, bro. This is not a flex. This is a caution. What was the word? Cautionary tale. Cautionary tale. Like this is a fucking story that we gotta go in and realize. Like, yo, we gotta fucking know how to keep up our finances and how to put money to work for you. You telling me you got $20 million over the years and you wasn't putting $500,000 to the side, put that shit in the market, even on S&P 500, just let it ride. With like 10 years that you've been in the game, with the way how the shit has grown, that shit would have been like $5-10 million for him at a slow rate. But no one sits down to start fucking teaching themselves this financial literacy. No one goes in and takes the time to go in and say, I gotta learn some of these skills that allow for my money to work for me. Because once we get this capital, what do we do with it? Do we buy new clothes, new this and that? No, we gotta put that shit to work. You know what I'm saying? For my birthday, you know what I did for my birthday? I took $2,000, right? Took a little vacation, bought myself a new electric bike, but then from there, I got $5,000 that I just put into the stock market. Just let it sit. Let it sit. I could have went in and said, yo, let me go get a new car. Let me go and flex on the gram. Let me go in and bring the money phone. Y'all don't think I could do that shit? I could do that shit every fucking day. I'm not doing that shit. That shit don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? It's about really, going in, teaching yourself, going through the books, right? Learning skills that's gonna help you grow. Because you don't want to be here like Sebastian Telfair, because all this shit could be gone. You know what I'm saying? So again, shout out to everybody in here. Let me go into the chat. Ran through here. Ray says, thanks for teaching the leadership class, bro. Yeah, man, we trying to help out. I'm trying to put people on for those that care. Those that don't care, I don't care. If you don't care, I don't care. I'm putting this information out there because there's gonna be, out of 1,000 people, there's gonna be one person, two people in there, like that's gonna say, yo, this shit is solid. Thanks for that. And now you make me, made me go into this space, without selling a dream. Again, you know me. If I go in and I tell you guys, hey, all this shit is bullshit, I'm telling you it's bullshit. In a sense of, when you see these guys that come in and be like, whoa, they're making 200,000, 100,000, 80,000 in a month. They got the capital, bro. If you don't have the capital, right, and you don't have the knowledge and the skills, you're not making bread. You're just gonna lose money. That's why I'm going in and saying, hey, this is something that's been working for me. I try to follow everything that everybody says. Everybody fucking sells you all this fucking dream. I lost a lot of bread in 2023, in early 24. The moment I switched this up and I started realizing the guy that's making the most bread, they're not bringing in a 20%, 30% return every single day. They're bringing in 1 to 3%. Because once you reach a certain amount of money, like if you go in and you have a $600,000 portfolio, it's very difficult for you to go in and say, I'm going to bring a 20% every single day. That's crazy. That's crazy amount of risk. Also, too, every time that you will go in and you will have to sell your stocks, you fucking putting yourself in a tax hell. You know what I'm saying? So that wouldn't make sense. But you can go in and say, how much do I need to survive in this world? Okay, let me see. I need an extra 50,000. I'll be comfortable. Like right now, I got a good job. Let's say I'm making 80,000, 70,000. Shit, if I make an extra 50,000, would I be good? Would I be comfortable? Cool. So let's make that the goal. How do you do that? Right? Very simple. We say we want to make $50,000 extra a year. Let's create a plan. Let's create a plan, right? And let's say 50,000 divided by 251, right? That's around $200 a day, okay? So if $200 a day, right? How much capital do I need to bring it up? If on the lowest, right? If on the lowest, I say I want that $200 to be 3%. So I will say, well, 200 times 100 divided by 3, it will give us around $6,666. So with $6,666 of your capital, once you have grown it to that point, then now you got to your $200 a day. If you are getting 3% of your portfolio every single day, which is not that hard. When you go in and you say, well, I'm only trying to get 3% to 10% on any trade that I'm getting in. If you buy one share, don't try to go in and be like, let me double this shit. Nah, 3 to 10% will go in and get you the long way. Once you have that system and you understand what are the best stocks for you, because the stocks that work for me, remember, I work full time. I have my business, I have kids, I have a bunch of shit that goes on. I can't trade all day. I can't sit down in front of a computer all day and looking at every opportunity. There's some opportunities that I'm gonna miss. But guess what? When I do get the opportunities in front of me, I'm looking for that 3 to 10%. I don't have to hold for a long time. I don't have to fucking risk a lot. I'm just looking for 3 to 10% and continue to grow from there. My initial trades, every single, with $1,000, I start with, $100 trades. I make my 3 to 10% on that. Boom. The next trade, another 3%. Boom. Next trade, another 3%. Boom. Next trade, I make another 10, 15%. Boom. Next trade, maybe I lost on that one and took a bad trade. And guess what? I got out as soon as it touched 2%, 3%. So now I'm never losing more than what my average is. If you go in and you're holding a trade for longer than what it's supposed to, and you say, well, I'm trading the stock and I'm losing 15%, 20%. Well, guess what? All of your other ones are 3 to 10%. Now you're losing more than what you would have made for the whole day. So it's better to go in, cut that loss, and get out and wait for the right one. So then at the end of the day, you come out with your 3 to 10%. And also too, it's fine to one day just go in and be like, well, I only made 1% for the day. So that means that in one day with, let's say for example, $1,000, you made $10. That's fine. You know why? Because the following day you could come in and make 60 or 80 or 90. And now you have every single day that's green, which means that your capital is growing. Right? My goal is with this small account challenge that we have on Coding Phase on this course, I'm gonna try to go in and day trade every single day, upload a video for every single day for this whole month, right? Then from there, I'm gonna go in and probably do it again the following month and show the process of growing this account to a bigger account. My goal is to bring it to 10,000. Once we're bringing it to 10,000, we're basically doing $1,000 plays. And if we go in and we get 3% on that, that's basically, $300 a day, right? Every time that we trade, we make $30 to $50, $100, right? It adds up. Some days it's gonna be like 500 a day. Some days it's gonna be 600. Some days it's gonna be just $100. But that's $100 that I didn't have in my account. You know what I'm saying? It's now money that's, in a sense, working for me. We're putting her in Figueroa. All right. Shout out to everybody in here. Every time I say that shit, it should make me laugh. Let me see. Reading through here. Either way, it says, yeah, I'm going to start with 102. Yeah, man, I will say, look, before you even trade, always use a simulator. Always use a simulator. Just, the course is there on Coding Phase. Go and take it. I'm teaching you guys all of the tools. Without knowing the tools, you're not going to be able to trade good. Without knowing how to see opportunities and find the right stocks that will work for your schedule and your way, right? You're not going to make any money. So first, you take the course, go in, learn the foundation, understand how trading works, understand how trading view works and Webull works, and then from there you create a plan for you. What's your schedule looking like? How do you go in and decide? Do you want to do day trading? Do you want to do swing trading? Do you just want to go in and do long-term investment? Right? It's up to you. Me personally, I do a mixture of all three. Okay, I do day trading, right, and I do swing trades, which could be an opportunity for like a 2-3 day opportunity. And then investing is like when I go in and I just have it on automatic. Put $20, $30 on Nvidia. Put $20, $30 on S&P 500. Put $20, $30 on this ETF, or it could be a robotics ETF or etc. Or maybe I'm going into dividends, right? And I'm just investing into that for long term, and I'm just putting $10, $20 a day, and it just does it automatically. And when I see an opportunity where there's a big dip, I come in and I buy $200 of those shares or $500 of those shares. That's for investment. Yeah, that 3% adds up. It all compounds. Let me see. Reading through here. Joe, should I jump into your trading course? I'm asking because I was gonna start your Shopify course next weekend. Should I do this first? Coming up 3 years as CRM specialist. Yeah, you could do both. I mean, sometimes you gotta multitask. Like this is a course that you could go in and put it to play. Like put it to play is a mixture of videos, text, images. So whatever is the video, you could put that shit to play like a podcast. The things that I talk about, you don't have to even see, like with your own eyes, right? Because in reality, like in the beginning, I'm just giving you game and showing you guys different things. Then from there, you have the text lessons where it just breaks down, like, certain keywords, terminology, um, what are the opportunities, like how to find the right stock that could work for you, right? And again, you could do this course like you don't have to do it like, hey, I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing, I'm gonna take this course. This is something that you can say, well, I'm gonna do this course on every Thursday. You get what I'm saying? Like every Thursday, you say, let me go into the course, and I'm going through this shit, right? It's gonna be pretty quick. It's not gonna be super long, but yeah, man. Nah, this dope, bro. You're a great teacher. Nah, I appreciate it, bro. Let me see. You feel confident that we will pick this up after taking the course? I would like to see you map out the Excel sheet. Yeah, the Excel sheet is right here, right? So again, like let's go into okay, so this is TJR, right? TJR, shout out to him. He's a young kid. The way how, in a sense, he gives a lot of value, shows a lot of stuff, but they show a bunch of fucking random shit of like how to make $1 million, how to make this and that. He makes money by selling his course. Like let's just be honest, right? And once he makes money, he has the capital, and now when he goes in and trades, he's basically making a whole bunch of bread, right? Because he does trade, but how do you build that capital? The average person doesn't have that, right? So we could say Ross Cameron, right? I think today he made like 40, oh, look, $37,000, $37,000 trading, right? And he has some great resources, right? But how does he make that type of bread? That's the real question. The truth is that he has the capital. He has over 10, 15 years in the game. When your laptop's about to die. Hold on, guys. Let me get my charger. My fault, guys. My laptop about to die, bro. I don't know if you guys could see me. Don't leave yet. I know when the laptop start about to die, it starts slowing down. Let me see if it pops up. Let me see. Let that load up. He has over 10, 15 years in the game. Yeah, my fault. My shit acting up, bro. But it's coming back. It's coming back. I just put it to charge right now. Let me know if y'all can see me. My fault. Let the the laptop get some energy. This shit fucking. Okay, we back. We back. Okay, there we go. We back. I look like a Tintin. I'm fucking frozen. Like fucking. This shit looking mad slow. Let this shit. Let me see. I'm just looking at myself through YouTube, seeing what you guys are seeing. Four guys. Hopefully, you guys can see me back again, bro. Let me know if y'all can see me or not. Let me check the chat. Did it come back? Is it still buffering? Let me know if it's still buffering. Damn, don't tell me we lost the connection. Let me know. Let me know if y'all can see me. Let me know if y'all can see me. Let me know if y'all can see me. Okay, we back. We live. We live. How about now? How about now? I think I can see myself now. I think it's working now. Yo, this computer, once it starts dying, bro, it starts chopping it up, chopper style. But yeah, man, like I was saying, you know, you see a guy like Rose Cameron and a bunch of other people, like the way how they make bread, bro, is they got the capital, man. Once you have 10 years, like you should have been already built up the capital, okay? And you have the experience. But if you follow like what they have, like how they do trading, like bro, you lose money because you just don't have that experience there. You know what I mean? You don't have that experience, and that's what happens, right? If you don't have that experience, you're gonna lose money because this shit, you know, it's the markets, right? There's the people that know more than you. They're gonna go in and take advantage of the fact that you don't have the knowledge. So yeah, man. There's a lot of guys that's out here that do trading, but my problem is that you know they don't really they don't really go in and teach it in a way where a beginner could be accessible to a beginner. You know what I'm saying? Like most of these people do margin accounts, they do leverage, which means like you buy $1,000. You know, like let's say you do futures, you buy a prop account. If you blow your account, you lost your 200 something dollars, your $500, and most people lose their accounts. But if you go in and you say, well, I'm just looking for a 1%, 3%, 10%, and I'm growing my account little by little, and I'm consistent every single day, then now, then now you know you start getting your bag, and now it's more accessible because now you understand how trading works, and you started with a small account, and you built it yourself up. You know, when people lose money is because they start with, you know, their own cash, their savings. I'm telling you from an example, like for myself, when again going back to like 2023, when I was going through all that shit, bro, I'm like, I'm seeing my money like slip away from my hands. The money it took me 10 years to make, like all my money is going away. I'm like, yo, how the fuck? How can I stop this? And it was really because I had to spend so much money. Like there was months that I was spending like 50, $60,000. And I'm like, yo, I'm working just to fucking pay bills. Like this shit don't make no fucking sense. I gotta pay for a fucking bunch of shit. And then I got into trading, so I got into that space, and I'm like, I'm looking for a solution because, you know, even with my own business, my business has a certain um, a certain ceiling, right? I could go in and have a 20, $30,000, but my shit is not like I'm making 100, 200, 300,000 in a month because I'm not selling dreams. I'm actually trying to do a service and actually provide value to people without selling a dream. The people that you see that they sell courses and shit like that, they make a lot of money because they sell the dreams. Like I could, you know, I sleep like a baby. You know what I mean? Because I do what I fucking say I'm gonna do for people. But there's people that they don't care. Like they'll go in and sell you a dream. They put you on a call, hop on a call with you. They put some guy that's a salesman that sell you a fucking dream. That tell you, hey man, you know, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if you made 200,000? How will that change your life? You know what I'm saying? Like sales tactics, right? They'll go in and sell you a fucking thing. Next thing you know, you go in and sign into a fucking boot camp or some shit. Those fucking guys, they make a lot of bread. I mean, I'm not gonna say no name, but there's some chick like that. She makes a lot of bread, and I know she does. On some cybersecurity shit and all this, selling fucking dreams. Like motherfuckers is making 300, 400,000. People don't make 300 fucking $1,000. Yeah, we could get you into this, and that. This program. How much is your program? Well, you know, if you know, Let's hop on a call. They don't tell you the fucking price. Let's hop on a call. That means let us fucking brainwash you so you can fucking sign up to this thing, right? So in my business, I don't do that. I just go in, I deliver. I'm like fucking a really good restaurant. I don't gotta go in and tell you that we put fucking gold on our chicken wings. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not Salt Bay. You know what I'm saying? I'm that dude that got a fucking the best steak in the fucking city, and you know it's in a spot in the cut. It might be a food truck. You know what I'm saying? Like my spot might be a food truck type shit, but it's the best steak in the city, right? I'm not trying to put a restaurant. I got a food truck. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that fucking they know how to do that shit. I can't do it. Like I can't hop on a call. Like the type of person I am, like I could hop on a call with you, and then you start telling me about your life, and then next thing I know, we both crying about all the shit that you've been through and all the shit that has gone through your life, and like, damn, bro, I'm like, don't worry, man, everything's gonna be good. He's like, man, I want to take your course, and I want to go in and I want you to help me out. Cause you do this and that. And next thing I know, I'm like, bro, don't worry, I got you with a 75% off. Mind you, I'm paying for that other fucking 25%. But people don't know that. But at the same time, that's the type of person I am. But some of these people, like, they make their bread by selling dreams. And it's the same shit with trading, bro. Like, and it makes it seem like it's such a scam. It's such a fucking bullshit. But it's not. It's just that these people that are quote unquote teaching, they're showing you highlights of them 10 years into the future. And then as they sell more courses, they build more capital. And then the courses and masterminds that they have are not cheap because they know you're gonna make money. Because you know a lot of them teach some really good concepts. I'm not gonna lie, but then by them going in and charging 3, 5,000, 10,000, I've seen masterminds at 10,000, right? And people go in it, they learn, right? But they know that they're gonna make money, so they're charging you a premium. So people go in, pay a premium. So then for them, they have the capital. They'll go in and make like, you know, 400, $500,000 in 1 month just of courses, and barely it's like it's pre-recorded courses. It's not like what I do where I'm like I'm hopping on calls, fucking answering emails. This I'm doing everything. These fucking guys they go in and be like, yo, $500,000 a fucking month on fucking on pre-recorded courses from fucking 10 years ago, and then from there they're like, yo, that's it, here you go, right? So then now this is the whole fucking scheme. As they make more money, they're able to take more risk. So when they go in and they jump on a trade, it's like a Ross Cameron. Ross Cameron don't do no trades less than 10,000 shares. You know what that is? You go in and you buy 6,000, you know, a $6 and 85 cent stock, and you say, well, I'm buying 10,000 shares of that. I'm buying 15,000 shares of that. 685 times 15,000 shares. That's $102,000. To then from there, he'll go in and hold it from 685 to usually do like 20 cents, 20 to 30 cents, right? So let's say he goes from 685 to 710, right? 685, let's do the math on that. 685 times, no, 710 times 15,000. Okay. 710 times 15,000. That's 106, right? And he'll do that shit multiple times in one day. And sometimes he'll catch a good one that will be like takes a whole dollar, right? Which means it's a whole dollar. It goes from 685 all the way to $7.85. Just $1. But remember, he bought 15,000 of them shits. That's 100 something thousand dollars, bro. So putting 100 something thousand dollars to then from there um, get $16,000 or $15,000 out of it, right? Which is 15%. He's usually getting a 3%, 3 to 5%. When he goes in and gets a whole dollar, he'll get a 15%, right? So with that being said, when you have that capital, and you be like, well, I got fucking $5 million here. Shit, 100,000 ain't much. That's like if you go in, you say, well, I got $50,000, and I'm doing a trade for $1,000, and that $1,000 trade, right? When I get 15% on that, that's $150. So if you go in and you say, well, I'm risking fucking, um, let's say, I don't know, I'm risking $50. I'm risking $50 to make $150, right? He's risking $3,000 to fucking make $150,000. But the truth is that the average person don't have $3,000. They're like, well, I'm risking. I start with 15,000 and I'm risking only 3,000. The average person doesn't have that. So when you go in and you see those big numbers, I'm like, damn. You go in and you think that you can make that much money, and you're holding for X amount of time and this and that. You be like, man, for me to make 15,000, bro, I'm gonna have to fucking get a 35, 45% increase on my account every fucking day. That's hard. That shit doesn't happen every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? That shit doesn't happen every day. You'll make a 50% or 100% like once a month. That could happen, and usually it'll happen with a small account, like a small amount of trade. Because if you was to go in and say, well, I'm gonna take my whole account's value, let's say $1,000, and I'm gonna trade that shit once per day, and I'm getting, let's say 10%, 15%, right? And I'm trying to do it like that. Yeah, you could grow your money fast, but the truth is that when you're a beginner, you're not even disciplined enough or don't even have enough knowledge to know which one are the type of traits that you should get in. Because what's good for Ross Cameron or what's good for me or good for TJR or any of these guys might not be good for you, because you got to figure out what's the best time for you, right? What are the best type of trades that you should be doing? Some people might go in and be like, well, I only trade penny stocks. I only trade stocks from $2 to $5. Some people say, well, I only trade stocks between $30 and $50. You're gonna figure that out once you go in and you challenge yourself to make $30 a day. When you do that and you do that consistently, right? Then now you figure out, you have enough data to figure out what's the best strategy for you. And that's like, with this trading course, what I'm doing. I'm going and teaching you the resources, teaching you the tools, to then from there, you can go in and find what works for you. Because now you have the knowledge and the information that you needed to understand how this shit works. Anyway, says Rose really a weight bully. No, he's really good trader, but the thing is that um it's just not realistic, the type of trading that he does compared for the average person. There's a reason why, you know, a lot of people lose money following him. I included. Like, I lost a lot of money following him on how he does trading. And now that I have 3 years, I know exactly why I was failing following like how he does trading. And it's because number one, I didn't even know the tools. I didn't know how to do the fucking shortcuts. I didn't know how to do all this shit. I'm using Webull, which in a sense is not as fast as his trading platform. So for me, trading like a momentum trader, that shit's too it's too much fucking variables. Like sometimes the stock goes up fucking, you know, a whole dollar in one shot and then drops completely to the bottom, right? Now, if you caught it and you were like, okay, I got in, got out in 3 seconds. His average, I think, is like 5 seconds inside of a trade. right? That shit doesn't work for me because I got other shit to do. I got, I don't I don't fucking just go in and be like, whoa, from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock, I'm just there fucking with my keyboard and fucking click clacking on trading. I'm like a regular person. I got other shit to do. I got kids. I got this, and that. I got a business I got to run. So the average person, if you get into how some of these people trade, like you just lose money on it, like straight up. That's why I say I'm gonna create this shit because I'm like I gotta make sure that people learn this and learn it the right way with somebody that has them in mind of their situation on how to do this shit. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's in here. I'm about to get out of here. We've been here. This was supposed to be a 20-minute thing. Ended up being an hour and 45 minute conversation with you guys. But yeah, that was the recap for the week. Next week I'm gonna record this shit. I'm just gonna record the recap for the week for the small account challenge. Um, as the account grows and you'll see it every single week, you'll be like, damn, this shit, the first week it's already at, what, 165. The following week might be at, 1,400. The following week might be at 1,800. The following week we might break 2,000. That means we doubled it up in 1 month, and then from there we continue to grow it. You know what I'm saying? And I might do this shit every fucking week, for a whole fucking year, and be like, look, this how big we got it. This small account. Now we're doing $1,000, $1,000 trades, right? Meaning that we're buying $1,000 worth of a stock every single time we do a trade. So that means that when we get a 3%, it'll be a $30 every single trade. So then at that point, if we have 10 trades, out of those 10 trades, if we're averaging $30, that's $300 a day. That's like somebody fucking dream job right now. This, like, you know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm in a blessed position where, I've had days where, I might make $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 in one single day. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I'm trying to put you guys on. I'm trying to spoon feed you this shit so you can understand how this shit works. So then once you build your capital and you're already working as a developer and you're doing all this stuff, then now you say, shit, I got 10,000. Let me see what I could do with this, right? But now you have the knowledge. Now you have the experience. Now you did that shit with $30, $40, $50 a day. Now you have the capital where you say, now let me go in. Let me get in this shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, definitely shout out to everybody that's in here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Like I said, next week I'll do another recap and I'll probably just upload a video. Y'all let me know if you like the live streams better. Even though we talk about so many different topics in this type of live streams. Y'all let me know if y'all like it like this better, or y'all rather I go in and go straight to the point and make a little video, 10 minutes, and just be like, boom, 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 this week, this is what we made. That's it. Let me know. All right, guys, I'm going to see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again, codingphase.com. Take care. One.